"Tell me what happened," she says, taking my hand in hers. I gather my remaining strength to try and tell her everything. I started out like any other day. I had gotten up early for school. I didn't want to, but I had to. I got on the terrible, unflattering uniform, tried not to be sick during breakfast. I had no appetite, never did before school, but still tried to eat something, and headed out after a quick bath. I walked to school, feeling a tightness in my chest and my hands sweating. It always feels like that on the way to school. I got there right before the bell rang, so I didn't need to spend much time between people before class. In class, we got our tests back from the other day. Of course, I didn't do very well, but the teacher insisted that I give an answer knowing that I didn't know what the right answer was. I wrote the wrong answer on the board and she scolded me for not knowing the answer. I sat back down, found a note on my desk that read, "See you in hell, queer." I tore it up and threw it out of the window. During recess, the girl who wrote the note approached me with her gang of cheerleaders and pulled me into the bathroom. It's the only place in school that doesn't have any cameras. They pushed me around and shoved me to the ground, then walked away saying that they were going to tell everyone. I stayed in the bathroom until after the bell rang. Didn't want to go back to class. I just sat crying in one of the stalls with the door closed. In the end, someone sent a teacher to come and get me. To my surprise, it was the only teacher in school who didn't seem to hate me. She was actually always nice to me. I told her what happened and she helped me get cleaned up, and we sat in her empty classroom for the rest of the day. She only gives after-school classes, and uses the class during the day to prepare for her lessons and mark homework. She was the only person I ever told about everything, or anything for that matter. She knew about my parents, about you, Delilah, about my depression. She was like a mother to me. She offered me some sandwiches around lunchtime, but I really wasn't hungry, not after everything that had happened. After the bell rang, I waved goodbye to her and she told me everything would eventually get better, even if it took a long time. I thanked her and went outside, where you were waiting for me. Honestly, when I saw you, I forgot about all the horrible things that happened, I tell her. I always do. When I'm with you, I forget about my parents fighting. I forget about school and bullies and even depression. You really do make me that happy, I tell her through tears that are starting to dry. She smiles and kisses me on the cheek, takes a tissue and cleans my face for me. Is that why you never told me about any of this? I'm sorry. I just don't want to think about sad things when we're together. We sit in silence for a while. Hey, let's go to the arcade. I can't take another day off work, but we can talk while I'm behind the till. Want to pretend to be my assistant for the day? That sounds nice, I tell her, and she takes my hand to walk with me. At the mall, people don't even look at us holding hands. It's nice. It's nice to just be allowed to exist without anyone needing to say anything. I sit next to her at the desk and we talk in between customer visits. Somewhere halfway through the day, Krista brings over some food from the newly opened takeaway place. I don't want to, but she gently insists that I should eat something. I guess Delilah probably told her some of what happened, because she seems really concerned about me. I thank her and almost feel like crying. I know that my parents, if they found everything out, would only blame me and do nothing at all to help. These people that I'm not related to, that owe me absolutely nothing, have been so kind to me the whole time that I've known them. When the day is over, Krista drives me home, and I sit in the back seat, Delilah in the front next to her. I feel so much better now, but I still ask her to drop me off a little bit away from my house to avoid having my parents say anything. I kiss Delilah goodbye, thank Krista again for everything, and start walking home. On my way there, I get a notification on my phone. Thinking it's Delilah, I open it excitedly, but it's not her. It's my mother. I stop walking and almost let my phone fall. I hope you're happy now. Your father and I are getting a divorce over this. What are you talking about? I ask, and it feels like an eternity before she's done typing her reply. Your little friend came by and told us everything. If you or your girlfriend ever show up here again, I will kill both of you. Do not text me again. I fall on my knees onto the sidewalk. It feels like my legs just won't work anymore. With shaking hands, I call the teacher, who had always insisted that if I need anything, I can call her. Hello? Is everything all right? No. Ma'am, the cheerleaders went and told my parents everything, I say, almost starting to cry again. No, they didn't, I hear her say. But they said they would tell everyone, and now my parents know, and they kicked me out, and I told them, she says. My phone falls from my hands. I hear her in the background saying something about wanting to save my soul, how it's all for my own good, how Delilah has a demonic hold on me. I just stop listening. I feel something leave me, something heavy and bright, and no longer feel the need to cry. I stop the call, block her number, and call Delilah instead. Hey, what's up? Hey, I'm sorry. I know you just dropped me off, but is it okay if I come over? Sure, I'll ask my parents. Is everything okay? She asks, and I hear the genuine concern in her voice. That heavy, bright thing almost returns to me momentarily. Not really. I'll talk to you when I get there. I start walking in the direction of her house. By now it's late and starting to get dark. On the way there, I see her mother's car. They both get out, and from there, it's all a blur.